like self-help guys. So you got Napoleon Hill, who's like famous for Think and Grow Rich. But in the 50s and 60s, you had this guy named Earl Nightingale. And he wrote a book or did a presentation called The Strangest Secret. And in this, he talks about the rule of money. And the rule of money is one of those things that you can use to guide a whole ton of things. So the rule of money is 3 parts. The first part, you must be good at what you do, or what you do must be in demand, okay? If nobody wants what you sell, you're not making any money, all right? The second part is you must be good at it, okay? So if people want it and you suck at delivery, you're not gonna get paid. It's just that simple, okay? And the third part is you must be difficult to replace. So if people want it, you're good at it, and so is everybody else, then it's a race to the bottom. Who can sell it for the cheapest? You become just a jug of milk. And when I go and buy a jug of milk, like it's 2%, 2%, 2%. This one's 30 cents less, and I just go with that because it's just milk. I don't care. You need to find something that makes you stand out, something that you can specialize in, something that makes it so that you're different from the rest. Which in this industry, what you need to do is find something that's kind of difficult to do, a hurdle that other people won't climb over, right? So like there's a shop just a little bit away from here, actually just across the street from here, that they print water-based ink. Most people, including myself, will not print water-based ink. It's a pain in the butt. I don't like it. He probably gets 25% more, like he's able to charge 25% more than me. And he has a customer base that's really long and really dedicated because for them, water-based prints are important. They're willing to pay that extra amount of money. And they're willing to, that's important to them. So if you can figure out something, I don't care if it's water-based ink, I don't care if it's glitter, I don't care if we do high resolution images and we print for bands and that sort of thing. Find something that you can do, a hurdle that you're willing to get over, and you can become a category of one, okay? At this point, all right, I need 2 volunteers. All right, here we go. All right, who's my volunteer? You and you? Excellent. All right, guys. Okay, so this is, if you're standing right here, this is how a shirt looks like when it's on the press, okay? So I do not want you to look around and try to figure out anything, because that's kind of the point. Okay, show me where you're going to put the left chest print. Perfect. Go ahead and sit back down. Okay, and you back on the end of the table there, like just like you're standing at the end of the screen printing press. Okay, give me a left chest print. Perfect. All right, go ahead and take a seat. Now, when I say perfect, I don't mean that you did a good job. Okay? I mean that you're going to see the need for why you need one of these. Okay? So, I also purposely grabbed ladies' shirts because ladies' shirts are more difficult to print than men's shirts. Okay? Now, if we drop a left chest right there, I don't even need to walk around and take a look at this. This thing's coming back. Okay? It isn't going to like it's coming back, right? Like, okay? This shirt here. It's coming back, right? She's smirking like Like, I can't believe that. But the thing is honestly, I've had ladies come up here and they do the same thing. They put that thing super south because when you put this thing at the right location, right? When you put this thing at the right print location and you look at this, that doesn't look right at all. That looks super, super, super high, right? And the thing is that, so you need a mannequin so that you can get your locations proper, okay? With a mannequin, you can do a handful of things where, oh, and by the way, the mannequin that you want is one that has the front and the back, okay? Front and the back. You do not want one that's split in half. Those are only good for the t-shirt shop where they're putting stuff on display, because what they'll do is if they put the shirt on there and there's no back pulling this out, this whole front just sags down. So the way that they get around it is they pull this tight and they'll throw like a rubber band on there so that it's pulled tight against the mannequin, okay? But you want the front and the back so that you can just throw it on, mark it, and go. And so what I will do is I'll take a shirt, throw it on the mannequin, put a piece of tape on there, and then stick it on press, set my laser to that spot, and then, well, actually I set my laser after I print the first test print. I'll set my laser and show me where my print is landing. And then I'll position my platen. That's why your platens slide in and out, is part of that. So that you can just set the collar where it needs to be. You can make your marks and that sort of thing. But get yourself a mannequin. I got this one and the male mannequin and the youth mannequin at a sporting goods store that was going out of business. And so my male mannequin's pretty ripped. He's pretty muscular. And then, yeah, she's pretty athletic looking herself. But you need a mannequin. Okay, so you need to be able to handle your money. So one of the things that trips people up is they will have a bank account with one account in it. All the money pours into this one pool, and then what'll happen is they'll look at it, they'll get $8,000, $10,000 that land in their account, and they'll be like high-fiving themselves and all excited because they think that they've made a bunch of money. But when they look at that, it's very, very difficult to look at that and in your head know that 800 of that goes to the federal government, right? That 800 of it goes to the Department of Revenue. That 1,500 of it is going to go to payroll. It's very hard to look at it and see how it all works, right? So one of the things that I do is I use a spreadsheet that basically you punch in how much money landed in the account, and then you have your sub-accounts, right? So in this case, I wind up with however I'm going to divide my money up. And so if I click on this number right here, the formula is going to show that I'm giving about 2% of the gross income to my church. And then what I have is I've got these all broken out by percentage, and because I'm not really, like, there are people that are really good and spreadsheets are intuitive, and I'm not one of them. And so what I have down here at the bottom is I just make sure that what adds up here is the same, and that there's nothing left over or there's no extra, right? So, because the way that you come up with your percentages is a little easier than it might sound. what I did was I went and I pulled up all of my banking records for the previous like 3 or 4 months. And then I went through line by line, assigning each line to an account, right, to a category. And then I went through and I added those all up, and then I just figured out what the percentages were. So the thing is that you'll wind up with accounts like this one here, this taxes one. What'll happen is sometimes it can be a little bit deceptive because you've got quarterly taxes. So it can look like it's growing and getting really big and fat, and you're like, ooh, maybe I got the percentage wrong. Then quarterlies come and push it right back where it should be because they're not taking it out every month, right? So at the end of, at the end of 2.5 months, it can look like you're doing something wrong. So when you're adjusting these things, I strongly advise that you don't adjust them more than twice a year. Just twice a year is more than enough because your business really shouldn't change a whole lot as far as your ratios go. Let's see. Yeah, so I was trying to think of if I had modified it since I put this slide up. But, and this is a tool actually that if you go to, if you click on the QR code toward the end, you can just download and I'll give it to you for free. And then you can go ahead and customize it. I've got a video on it and on how to use it and then how to just download it, make a copy, install it, and start running with it. But frequently I get asked, how often do you look at it? How often do you use it? Every single time money lands in my account. I don't trust myself. I've hurt people because of my lack of organization. So I have to be extremely consistent in how I do it, or I'll wind up not doing it 1 day and 2 days, and that'll turn into 5 days and 8 days. And so every single time money lands in the account. So if I have credit card payments that drop into the account at 5 a.m., I'll do it when I get in. If a check shows up for $300, I will do it then. So sometimes I do it twice a day. I've done it 3-4 times a day, which you'll wind up with 2 minor problems. You may wind up with a bookkeeper that's a little bit sassy about the whole thing. She'll charge you a little more, he'll charge you a little more. And then you'll wind up with the bank probably hitting you with an excessive transaction fee, which in my case is like $2 a month. So I don't care. For like my mental health and my peace of mind, way, way, way worth it. All right. You're going to need to have processes. There's going to be things that you do that you only do once a year, right? Things that you do twice a year. And you wind up digging in and you figure out how to do this thing. 8 months from now, you wind up, something happened, a laptop broke, like something happened, and you've got to go back through and redo it. Or you're going to hire somebody. Instead of sitting down and relearning the whole thing, chasing down all the videos, chasing down and trying to remember how you did things, download a little program called OBS. OBS will make it so that you can record your screen activity, and if you use like the camera on your laptop and a little microphone that comes with your laptop, you can put yourself like in the picture in the corner and you can walk yourself through, this is how I do this, right? So for me, doing a mail merge is a gigantic pain in the butt, and I never remember how to do it. I have to do it once or twice a year. I record a video of me doing this, and then what I've done is I upload it to YouTube and make it an unlisted video, right? Then it's available. I can grab it on my phone. My hard drive can crash. It doesn't matter. I can do, like, there's a ton of different ways that I can get access to it. And then what I do, just for ease of finding this, because if you're actively doing some of the things that you should be doing, your YouTube channel will start loading up with videos and clips and stuff. And so what I'll do is I'll create a Google Doc, and I will describe the video and then put a link. Describe the video, put a link. Be extra wordy on your description, because after you've got this thing super big, you can hit Control F, merge, and it'll tell you, hey, this is where you did your mail merge, right? Click on it, you can watch it. It's easy to find. Just leave yourself a really great trail by leaving really great tags and descriptions on your videos. It's a great way of being able to do this sort of thing. It also works well if you plan to have employees. So if you're going to employ somebody to, there's some process, like in this video that played here was showing you how to add new products into an online store. One of the crappy things that can happen is if you come to work for me and I show you, hey, this is how we add products to the store. You got crap going on at home, your dog died, whatever, right? Like, you got things going on in your life. You're half listening to me. I'm trying to explain this to you. I show you where the document is to go find everything. Now, if I don't have that, if I don't have all that, like, you've got to come back to me later and admit that you didn't listen to me. And you're not going to tell me about your dog. I'm just going to think you're incompetent, right? And this makes it so that even if you have somebody that has a real life, they know where to go find the information so that they can be capable. They can be capable of doing crap without you, which is what we really want employees to do, is to be capable without us, to be empowered to do their job. Okay? So, OBS, free piece of software. Just organize your crap, and you'll be able to do stuff. Okay, scripts. This is something that a lot of people really hate because it feels so phony and so crappy when you start out. Okay, but if you actually recorded yourself having sales conversations with people, you would find that you say a lot of the same things over and over again. But what I'm telling you to do is, instead of taking 5 years to develop your script, at the end of every sales conversation, just have yourself a little form where you write down, hey, what went right, what went wrong, where did we communicate well, what did I say right, what did I say that was kind of clunky? Like, just have that where you actually evaluate yourself, right? If you can, record the call and listen to it again, because there are times when it feels like it went one way, but it actually went a completely different way. When with scripts, I do this. You'll wind up with customers, they come in and they don't trust salesmen, so they don't tell you all of the information that you need, right? So one of my first scripts, when people come in to get them to open up and talk to me, is I say, tell me about the project. I call it a project, it's not a job. Other people have jobs, they don't look at it as a job to be done. They look at it as, but when you call it a project, you wind up making it so that they get a little bit of distance from it. And when you do that, they start telling you the things that they were concerned about telling you, like due dates. It's due in 5 days. Well, that's pretty important information to have straight out of the gate. They have a budget. Like, all jobs are 3 parts. It's art, apparel, and money. All of them have 3 parts. You need to find that information out. When you start saying, tell me about the project, they start just talking. And after you've been doing this for a little bit, you'll start picking up on words that are danger words or are interesting words. So like, if they start using words like ASAP, show them the door. Like, they're just going to be hard to work with. Unless you've worked with them a ton of times, ASAP is a horrible way to start a relationship. And every once in a while, every couple of years, I get it in my head that people change, and I take an ASAP job. And I just regret it, and I come back and I go, yeah, we're never doing that again. So one of the things that with scripts is a lot of customers, they come in and they're like kind of holding things that they don't want to tell you about. They've had relationships with people, with other salesmen, where they just learn not to trust them. And so with a script, I can come up to you and I can say, hey, my job is to be your expert advisor and to give you all of the information that you need so that you can make decisions that are in line with your priorities. That's a script. I say it word for word for word, over and over and over again. And I don't even balk when I'm in front of a group of people and I look somebody in the eye and I say it. It's because I've done it a bunch of times. If you've ever been in any kind of drama program, any kind of like thing where you got to get in front of a group of people with something that's memorized, it's clunky as could be when it starts out, and it should be. Like if you pick that stuff up, don't tell me about it. Like I don't need that. It's clunky and it should be clunky. It's difficult to remember. But if you design a script with an intention, with an outcome, you can develop it and then get it to a place where this is what I say when I'm in this situation, okay? You're also going to be in a situation from time to time when somebody shows up and they want something on a shirt that you look at and you say, this is blasphemous. I am not participating in this, right? It could be like, there's a huge range of things that fall into this category. You need to know what you're going to say before they show up. Otherwise, you're just sitting there going, humana, humana, humana. You're making face noises and you're like trying to figure out how you're going to get out of this. You should know where the escape hatch is before you hit the water, okay? Before the plane jumps into the sea, you should know where the exit doors are, okay? So with me, when somebody comes in, super rare, but you got to know. I tell them, hey, you know what? I've got a rule at my shop, right? Like in 15 years, I've never printed a skull. It's my rule. I just tell people that's my rule. I don't need to give them an explanation. I will from time to time. I'll tell them, you know, hey, I'm about life. Skulls are completely exclusively about death, and I'm not a participant. That's just not how I get down, right? Now, with somebody that shows up and it's just offensive and hard to like really like, I don't want to get into a deep conversation with you about morals and like all of this sort of thing, right? I just want the job to go away. And I don't want a 1-star review because I did that, right? So my thing is I tell them, hey, I've got a couple of kids, and the way that I gauge whether or not I'm going to do a job is if one of my kids walks up while I'm doing the job, can I explain it? And in this case here, I can't really explain this. Like this would be very difficult for me to explain. So I'm going to have to pass on this. I know a woman that was starting a screen printing company that she was naming after her grandfather. I said, you got it dialed in like it's baked in. She can say, hey, you know what? This business is named after my grandfather. So everything sort of represents him. My pop-pop would not approve of this. What in the world are they going to say? I don't care what your pop-pop wants. Really? Like, what are they really going to say? Like, you've got it in such a high leverage position. But if she didn't know what she was going to say before then, she'd just be making noises and trying to worm her way out of it. So know what you're going to say before that person comes in with the offensive product. And a lot of the time, honestly, they know that it's offensive. They know that what they're asking for is something that most, like that it's fringy. And so it's not a huge thing to get out of that. All right, speaking of 5 stars, okay, it takes 72 5 stars to undo a single 1 star, okay? Now, I don't know how many customers you plan to have come through your door. what kind of work you want to do. But for me, that go-to customer that I really vibe with, that I connect with, is the blue-collar industrial construction type, right? That is where I came from. I talk like them, I behave like them. You could dress me up as a plumber and put me on a crew, and technically I couldn't do it, but I could certainly impersonate the plumber, right? Now, with that, the plumber only comes through once or twice a year. I don't get new plumbers all the time, which means that, and each one of them can only leave me one 5-star review. Each one of those is extremely important because you're gonna wind up with a psycho. You only need one lunatic every couple of years, and they dump your number. They'll turn your number down. And it can be something that's not even your fault. I had a woman place an order in my online store for the middle school that her kid was in orchestra in, right? She places an order. We fill the order, and she meant to order a youth medium, not an adult medium, right? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you placed the order for an adult medium. I gave you an adult medium. It's even got customization. It's got his name on the back. Like, there's nothing that I can do about it. A hoodie, a shirt, and it rang up to like $100, right? She wanted me to replace the crap for free. She thought that I should just like buy her new clothing. And I said, there's nothing that I can do. It's like a 3-color front and a 2-color back, and there's nothing that I can do. She dropped a 1-star on me. And then the orchestra leader didn't even back me up. That was nuts, is that the orchestra leader didn't even back me up. We won't be doing any more work with them. But point being is that if I get 12 reviews, 1 a month, 3 a month, right? Even if I get 3 per month, it's going to take 2 years to get rid of that single 1-star to get me all the way back up to where I should be at a 5, okay? So my point is that you need to be very intentional about getting those 5-star reviews. When somebody comes in and they're over the moon happy with their order, tell them, hey, you know what? We live and die on 5-star reviews, right? And because of that, I'm going to can I count on you for a 5-star? And they'll say, yeah. Hey, I'm going to send you an email with a link, right? Make it just as easy as possible. The link takes them straight to the page to give you a 5-star review, right? They'll click on it, and in my email, it's actually a template, right? My assistant punches in their email address, clicks on the little Google template button, and it auto-fills the whole thing, right? Hey, my goal this month is to get 25 5-stars. I'd really appreciate your help. Here's the link to where it goes. You don't even have to say anything. If you said something nice, that'd be cool, but you don't have to. And I send it off. I get a fair amount of those. And if I say to you, you know, if Christian asks you, does Adam make really great lasagna? You're going to be like, I don't even know what we're talking about, right? But if you and you and you have all told him that I make really great lasagna, he's going to be inclined to say, you know, word on the street is Adam makes really great lasagna, okay? The same thing is true with Google, right? So if Google has to pick between somebody that they know nothing about or you that has even just 20 5-star reviews, they're going to put you up higher in the ranking. It's in Google's own best interest to be useful. And if you don't tell Google what you're doing or have it communicated to Google that you do great work, it's just not going to vouch for you. It's not going to go out, it won't go out on a limb for you, right? So to make your Google referral game strong, you need to upload pictures. Pictures make a huge impact. If your phone stops ringing, go look at your Google page. It probably has something to do with that. As soon as you start posting stuff, your phone will start ringing again. Google is extremely powerful in that front. Okay? If Google has to pick between me, and I think right now we're sitting at 160 reviews, which puts me about 25 or 30 over my nearest competitor. They will stack me on when you type in screen printers near me, and you look at a map. They're gonna push me above them, even if geographically they are closer. Okay, so and again, I would say have a form, have a template, have a way of doing it. Okay, so some of you guys are not excited about self-promotion. Okay, when you're first starting out, it's really hard to say, I'm really good at this when you're like on your third shirt, right? It's really hard to say that, right? So the fastest, best way that I can tell you to get those first jobs under your belt, because you're going to find that you vibe with a completely different tribe, right? There was a guy that was here a few weeks ago, sitting in the back. His whole thing was his target customer, he wanted to do his own line of stuff. His target thing, I loved it. He had a podcast. That makes a huge difference. His podcast was all about hunting, right? He just cranks out designs that say, I shoot things, right? And like his whole thing was all about hunting, right? He's not competing with you, most likely. I mean, I don't know how much hunting there is in LA, but but point being is that he wound up with, where was I at? Oh, so with getting your first bunch of customers and promoting yourself, the easiest way that I know to do this, I do not care, like, is there anybody here that doesn't have a Facebook account? Like, you don't have a Facebook account? Everybody's got, really? For real? That's cool. It's kind of cool.
I grab Facebook for...
I'm assuming you do have a cell phone though, right? Okay, cool.
She doesn't have social media.
Well, no, I understand that, but anyway.
Good. Facebook's like still the best social media for...
Dude, there's billions of people on Facebook.
For business.
As much as it, I would say that as much as it's not as easy as it was 12 years ago, it's still like you can get business out of them, because most people get on there from time to time. Most of your customer has a Facebook account, unless you're the But I'm guessing, do you have no social account?
I have Instagram.
Okay, Instagram, TikTok. Okay. So anyway, the thing that I tell people is just have a friend grab the phone and hold it up, right? While you're at the press and they're shooting at you, and you go, and you pull that shirt off and you go, check it out. I printed this shirt. Share your joy, okay? How many of you guys, you've printed some shirts before, but you're actually having success this time, right? You're actually, it's more enjoyable when you're winning than when you're like bumbling along, and it's a struggle to figure it out by yourself. I know that one. But how many of you guys remember the first shirt that you printed, right? Like, it makes you, you were like smiles. You couldn't help but to, you're like, holy cow, I did that. What I want you to do is share your joy. Like, squeegee, hold it up, say, check this out. I'm a screen printer and I printed this shirt. And if you've got any friends or enemies that need shirts, send them my way. And then turn and throw it on the conveyor, cut, post that. Do that 20 days in a row. You'll have to stop doing it because you'll have too much work. You'll have too much stuff. Because the thing is that even if you post that every single day, That doesn't mean that it shows up in front of everybody every single day, for one, okay? Your posts, like there's plenty of stuff when I'm scrolling through that I go, holy cow, like that guy got a new dog? And then I look at the date and I'm like, this thing's 5 days old? Like I've been on Facebook several times since then. Why didn't I see that? Because that's the way that Facebook functions. They just don't. It's not like 10 years ago where anything you posted got seen by everybody. So with that, do that and you will immediately start getting some results. Just share your joy and the happiness that you got from it, and people want to work with people that are super happy, and that's contagious. Okay, I've got a couple minutes left. Okay, how many of you guys use Canva? Okay, Canva has some super ridiculous, awesome features in it. This here, I'm showing you how to modify a design from one design to another one, where basically I'm creating marketing for my customers. I do a lot of stuff. We're getting to do more stuff with the schools and with sports programs and that. And so one of the things that we do to make ourselves indispensable and difficult to replace is I create marketing for them to put up on their Facebook and Instagram and that sort of thing. With Canva, you can come through here, you can swap out your mock-up, and then off to the side, you can set up a branding color and just start clicking through. That's why these colors were changing like they were, is I just made it so that I knew that the new design was going to be red and white and gray. And so I just scrolled up to the next picture, click, scroll, click, scroll, click. In 5 minutes-ish, I can have a whole new set of stuff. And I can charge them $10, $15. They don't bulk at paying that sort of thing. It's better for your sales, it's better for their sales. And again, following the rule of money, it makes you difficult to replace because nobody does this sort of thing. All they do is you wind up with a lot of people. If you can learn to become a salesman rather than an order taker, the world opens up really big, okay? An order taker is what you have behind the counter at Taco Bell. At best, they're gonna ask if you want sour cream or guacamole on something, right? But a salesman is going to ask you about what you're doing, what your goals are, your ambitions, and a salesman is going to help you solve those problems, and hopefully through their product line, right? But if you've ever bought like a video game console at a video game store, and then you get home and you find out that there's only one freaking controller in the box, you're a little bit pissed off and you feel a little bit betrayed, right? Because what you were working with was an order taker. A salesman would have said, hey, did you know that there's only one controller in this box? Are you going to be playing with more people? It only comes with one game. We're running this sale. They're trying to be helpful, and that's all that being a salesman is. An order taker is simply trying to choose the path of least resistance. They're trying to take it easy, and they don't deserve to get paid very well. Okay, this video here, I just made this in a matter of a couple minutes. I shot some video clips while I was at the end of the conveyor, catching some shirts, mixed it up. There's some music that goes with it, but it added no time to my day. And if you looked through my videos, you would find that they all follow the same pattern. A squeegee flowing at 200%, squeegee, 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 squeegee. And then him pulling the shirt off in slow motion so that it's all soft and fluttery and feels like a little extra. And then I made this on Canva just like as a little thing. I did all of that on my phone. 100% on my phone. Super simple piece of software. I'm not even going to give you a recommendation on what to use. It's all the same.
Does Canva, will that link to the social media
Canva, you can actually make it so that it'll upload directly to YouTube or X or Twitter or to X or Instagram or, yeah. Okay, so I've run out of time. With social media, what I tell people is post what you want more of, okay? If you want more sports programs, post all of your sports stuff. If you want more blue-collar industrial stuff, post all of your blue-collar industrial stuff. If you do, I have a volleyball program that comes through every December. They drop about $15,000 on me. You won't find it anywhere on any social platform. I do not want another volleyball program. But I enjoy the one that I have. I don't need a whole collection of that. What I need is more blue-collar industrial stuff. So even companies that I serviced like 8 years ago, I'll post their pictures before I'll post volleyball. Because what you advertise that you do, people are going to be attracted to that. And Google, it used to be that you could post a video that was cats playing with yarn, and you could title it broccoli in the stir fry, and Google would assume that it was broccoli in a stir fry, because that's what you said. Now, their AIs and stuff watch the videos. They know what's in it. They transcribe it. They know all of this stuff. All right. You know, I'm just out of time. Get paid first. Use Loom to communicate with vendors. This is broken into 7 modules, but the last time I went through this, I haven't finished breaking this up. So this is part of the cohort that I do, right? The cohort will be $2,000 in a few months. Right now it's $400. And if you click on this little QR code, you can go and log into it. It's 8 weeks long. And basically we go through how to run a screen printing company and how to build your business. This will, honestly, $400, it'll pay for itself in the first job that shows up through it. And it will keep you out of so much trouble and make your life a whole lot less anxious. So I didn't get to any Q&A, and I apologize for that. I could probably can I take 1 or 2 questions? So I got time for that? 1 or 2 questions.
Can we potentially get a copy of this video that you just recorded?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what about the slides too?
I can get you some slides. Yeah. And I will, I'll actually, if you guys go to the site, even if you don't sign up for the cohort, if you go to the site, because that's part of the cohort, is you get all of the spreadsheets, you get all of the templates, all of the scripts, you get all of that stuff, and it makes it, you just plug it in and get going. So during the cohort, we're going to touch on some of this stuff, but I'll have like a whole video that's how to customize the template or the spreadsheets and make it so that it works for your business. So that when we're in the cohort, we're doing the video chat or video talk and that sort of thing. We're not spending time on stuff that you can just watch a video on and it's easy to get set up. What do I got? Another?
Quick one. Is your contact information on the cohort website?
So, yeah, there's a button at the top that says something like contact or something, so you can fill something out. But this is actually for signing up for the cohort, the 8-week cohort, and generally it'll be Thursdays. I think the one that's open is going to be Thursdays from like 5 to 6.
Oh, okay.
Pacific.
Live interactive.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I will go through and do a presentation. So like what I did today was really just like a handful of these different points, right? Just trying to get you guys moving in the right direction as fast as I possibly can in the constraint of 1 hour, right? But we're going to go through and we'll talk about, you know, like your the rule of money. We'll go a little deeper on the rule of money. We'll go into the sales cycle, like they all go in the same series of steps, and how as a salesman you can make it so that it follows those steps. It makes it so that it's way more predictable. If it's a bad customer, you know faster. Speed is extremely important to me. Okay, you guys know how to get a hold of me. Have a great class.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
sending out after class, probably early next week. I'll be sending out a post-class email. To have all of the added information on there, how to get a hold of them, different things like that.
Will that include everybody's? Will that include other teachers too?
Yeah, you'll get my information, stuff like that.
I was trying to consider that right now.
Oh yeah, you can get that too. All right.
I'm also just a phone call away. Number 3 tech line. Unless I'm teaching class. Any other questions? I know yesterday you guys got a lot thrown at you, and then this morning I haven't threw a bunch at you. Any other questions regarding screen printing or anything? Anything that you're excited to get into today? We got a puff print, we got a on underbase, off underbase print. What else we got? I got a poster print for us.
Josh is gonna help run the automatic, so you guys just kind of get a feel for that.
Yeah.
See it going.
That run. Yeah, we'll have you guys load shirts on that, and we'll send them around. And
Put
then
it to full speed.
we could. We don't have enough shirts for that. But,
See who could load the fastest.
yeah. What else? Yeah, the puff print, poster, water-based print. We can have fun with the water-based print. We can throw like a couple additives into it, make it shine or whatnot. But yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, Heather and Jesse will take you guys on a tour of the facility, show you guys what Ryanet's all about, what we do here. You're gonna be really surprised because this is the only spot that we manufacture everything for the entire country, if not the world. So, and a lot of our teams are probably like 2 or 3 people. So.
What do you do at your other locations, like
It's just
Texas?
supply warehouse.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Just consumables.
Yep, just consumables out in Lytix, Pennsylvania now. So.
They took over the pouring down ink
Oh yeah,
that I mentioned. So now the ink goes into Pennsylvania in those 55-gallon drums. They pour them down into the pint, quart, gallon, 5 gallons, and then ship it to us for our shelves, and then also distribution.
Yep. Yeah, cool. If you guys want to follow them.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
So
Oh, Jesse.
we wanted to introduce Jesse. This is the Ryonet mayor,
Rockstar.
rockstar mayor. He was just going to tell you a little bit, like how long he's been working here, what he does.
Well, I've been here 12 years. I take out the trash, I sweep, and I take out the recycle.
You also keep me in check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep your eye on people, don't you? That's what the mayor does.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No. Heather, take over.
Okay. So we're gonna just go on a little tour. Jesse, you're gonna come with us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And